Holocron History, Star Wars Canon vs. Legends, where we take a deep dive into the Star Wars universe such as characters, creatures, stories, and so much more. Hosted by Ben of Temeria and Kodojo.
Welcome back, Acolytes, Adepts, to Holocron History, Star Wars Canon vs. Legends. I am one of your hosts, Brandon, or also known as Ben of Temeria, and always with me is my good friend, Kodojo.
Hello there.
And we are here to bring you part 2 of 3 for the Path of the Open Hand, to dive into this group that eventually becomes a very much bigger threat in the galaxy during the High Republic era. But, you know, we have to go over their origins before we actually dive into said organization, which I can't remember. Have we gone over the Nihil yet? I think we have, but I don't remember.
I'm not sure.
No.
I'm honestly not sure.
I've been doing this podcast for a long time, so things start to blend together on what we have gone over, so whatever, I guess. But yeah, so let's dive into part 2 here. So the Path now is starting to have more influence in the galaxy because they are a cult that won't stop and is becoming militaristic and more of a threat in the back end of the galaxy that, you know, not all the Jedi or other places are realizing as of yet, but... So, sometime before or during 382 BBY, the Path of the Open Hand expanded their reach to the planets of Aram and Arano, and which were in the Donan sector, along with Dona, exploring the war to recruit people who wanted to escape it, the military's drafts, and poverty and suffering that they were experiencing. Many young people joined in the hopes for a better life and continued to promote the cult on the planets as the Path expanded. They were also welcome and recruited refugees who had come to Dona to escape the war. So, very culty stuff.
Yeah, and God, I had their name a second ago. Aram and Arano were very close to each other. They actually shared a moon, I think.
Yes. Moon or sun, I can't remember which, but yes, they do share one of those.
And they were just caught in a death war. And I can't even remember how it started.
Yeah, they were literally their sister planets. It's literally what it is.
Got in a death war, and I can't even remember how it started, though.
Yeah, I don't remember. That's a whole thing in Phase 2. So the war began between Aram and Arano, provided a degree of chaos that the Path and the Mother would be able to thrive within, with the Mother also able to enrich her coffers via the conflict and direct those proceeds to the Path. At some point, the Mother, and thus the Path of the Open Hand, also provided aid to the planet of Aram and its queen, Adrelia?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Hey, I said something right. Woo! So then she requested nothing in return at first, but then asked for her to manufacture poison from the planet's poisonous blue scorpions. Queen Adrelia did develop the poison, also with the hopes of Aram using it in the war, but after a failed mission where it failed, she stopped manufacturing it and refused to give any to the Path. Dun dun.
Oh, I don't want anything in return. 1 week later, all right, I want this poison manufactured now.
I need to dispose of all the enemies that I have that will go against me and show that it was a natural death, quote unquote. So in 382 BBY, over the course of weeks and months, agents working for the Mother were active across the Holy Moon of Jedha, where the Mother worked Jedha City to her own ends without being physically present. Her agents stole holy artifacts for sale on the black market in order to fund the Path. The Greater Path was unaware of the activities on Jedha. Yeah, because they didn't realize the cult leader, person who eventually became the cult leader, essentially, was doing illegal activities by using said cult.
Yeah, essentially behind actually the elders back as well.
Oh, absolutely. The elders had no idea that she was doing these, illegal activities and all this crazy crap.
Yeah, I don't want to say patriarch. Harold, that was it. The
Harold. Yep.
I think he did know about this, but he was all right with it because he thought they were liberating Force artifacts from abusers.
Yeah.
He didn't realize that. I don't think he
Some
realized she
flawed
was
logic
reselling
there.
it. Yeah.
Anyway, so in 382 BBY, the mother tasks Serena, a Kage. Kage. I mean, when I look at this, I think it's Kage, thanks to Naruto, okay? But
Damn you, Japan.
I know, right? Kage woman, who was a member of the Children, with inserting a program chip into the starfighter that was used by Arano's princess, Ziri
Albaran.
Yeah, there. We'll go with that. I know how to say her first name. Which would take control of the ship and force it to ramly fire and then explode in the hopes of prolonging the Aram and Arano war. However, the starfighter was instead used by Balai Tevin, but still caused a skirmish with Aram that ended up causing
Albaran
to crash land on Aram, though she survived. So, the princess still survived, even though they tried to sabotage said starship.
Yeah.
Nice try.
And at this point, the two planets were there to sign a peace treaty and finalize a political marriage, as it were.
Yeah.
The prince and princess.
Well, that was on Jedha, right?
Yeah. Well, they're on Jedha right now.
Well, no, she crash lands on Aram.
Anyway,
Aram. We'll go on. So Serena operated out of a abandoned building in the brushlands of Arano, with her partner and fellow Cage, and Path member Abda. Though she had failed, Serena had later intercepted a EX droid containing a message of 2 Jedi Masters, so she informed the mother that the Jedi had arrived in the system. However, due to Serena's failure, the mother contacted Abda without her knowing, inviting her to work for her directly to become one of her children. Now, an EX droid, by the way, during the High Republic, they're essentially probe droids. That's literally what they are.
Well, they're also
small, on the smaller scale.
Yeah, they're hyperspace communication droids. These are, in case of emergency, use this droid to send to, the Beacon Light or Coruscant or the nearest Republic communication facility.
Mm-hmm. So later, Serena confronted Queen Adrelia of Aram aboard the Galactic Republic Longbeam cruiser Paxian, where a peace summit was being held to end the war, confronting her about breaking her deal with the mother to manufacture poison for them. Adrenia refused to start up production again, even when Serena threatened that the same thing that had happened to Tevin and the Princess Albaran would happen to her son, Prince Fan Tuzin. Serena was shot in with a blaster by Aldrenia's wife, Ordelia, but escaped an escape pod and returned back to Abda.
You threatened our kid? Bam!
Yeah, no hesitation. Just point blank shot her in the chest. Somehow she lives, but, Or I don't know if it was the chest. It might have been in the shoulder or something. I don't know. She was hit with a blaster.
She was shot.
It's like, yeah, don't threaten. Don't threaten our kid ever again. You will suffer. Like most parents would do. So, meanwhile, Axel Greylark was sent to the system to represent his mother, Kron Greylark, who is now one of the Republic's Supreme Chancellors at the summit. He stopped at the saloon on Lorta on his way there, where he met by Bennett Ulo, a member of the Path. Ulo told him that the mother missed him and cared about him, and also had a job for him. A lot of wants. When he was reluctant, Ulo told Greylark that it was more than a job, but a purpose. The mother wanted Greylark to keep track on the Jedi in the system, but he didn't immediately understand why. When he arrived, he found himself assigned to the protection of Princess Albaran and Prince Zin, who had been agreed to marry in order to end the war.
Yeah. The Alex, he's a
You mean Axel?
spoiled snob. Yeah. Axel, sorry, Axel Greylock. He was a snob.
Oh, absolutely, he's a
rich
snob.
kid snob.
Oh, yes. Oh, 100%.
I think he gets arrested at the
multiple
end of this.
times. Yeah, multiple times, by the way.
No, I mean, in the end, he gets arrested and thrown in jail.
Yes. You want to say yes? Because at the beginning of his character, he's on the run from the police or some BS.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not a good... He doesn't have a good head on his shoulders, to say the least.
Yeah, and to be fair, I think his father died or something, and his mother is just consumed with politics.
Yes. So, using his droid at QN1, he reported back to the mother on all things doing and travels before the weddings, especially on Jedi Knight Gala Natia, who had been assigned to protect the couple along with him, and developed an infatuation. In one Arano town, Natia was confronted by a woman named Kala and told her that the fighting for peace was useless and that the Jedi were changing this for the worse out in the galaxy. After shooing her away, Marshal Lana Percy explained that she was parroting the teachings of the Path of the Open Hand, explained to Natia the cult's beliefs as well as the arrival and recruitment efforts on Arano. Yeah.
Is this the one who used the shield? There's a Jedi who used the shield.
No.
No, I don't think so.
No, she is not. She does not use a shield. She uses dual sabers.
Nah.
Yeah. And her lightsaber color is purple. For anybody who is wanting to know, a lot more Jedi in the High Republic era use the rarer crystals like purple, yellow, and whatnot instead of blue and green, because those are the most common. A lot more Jedi are more distinctive. Like, there's even a Jedi who has white sabers, which, the process of getting a white saber. So.
A white lightsaber?
Yeah, like
okay.
White. Like,
I thought you were saying a wipe saber.
What the hell
is a wipe saber?
White. 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 I'm sorry, I don't have the best grammar. Anyway, so in the city, the Rook, where the Path of the Open Hand members were advertising the cult, Abda also met with the Bennett Allo, who warned her that the mother wasn't happy because the Jedi looked like the war-ending heroes, and Queen Audrelia was allowed to think that she could get off with keeping up with her end of the bargain, telling her that she needed to make up with Serena's failure. He then gave her a vial of Arami poison and told her not to miss before leaving, and Abda headed back to the Brushlands. Dun dun, there's gonna be an attempted murder.
Yeah, the mother's pissed that, hey, I gave you all this money without any expectation, and now you're not delivering on your end of the deal of the poison.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Because, the queens don't we don't want to manufacture poison for this cult. Yeah. This is bad. And, it is bad. Don't do things for cults. Well, specifically cults that, use violence. Specifically murder. Mm-hmm. Don't do murder, people. Murder's bad. So angry with her for failings, and being emboldened by her chosen by the mother to be one of the children, Abda secretly put the same poison in Serena's blaster wound while treating it, killing her. Well, plot twist. Later, Abda attempted to use the poison to kill Princess Ziri Albanin in her bedroom of her palace, but the poison pickpocketed off of her by Axel Greylark before she arrived in the room. When she did sneak in, she found herself in the room empty-handed and facing a Jedi Padawan, Irna Keen, who detained her. Yeah.
Surprise! Double surprise! Reverse surprise!
Yeah. Here's a 180 with a 90-degree twist. So afterwards, Axel Greylock corresponded with the mother, who told him not to worry about the end of the war, and instead allow the wedding to continue, take out Abda, take out Glenanati, and bring the mother back the poison. While the Jedi were distracted, Greylark snuck into Abda's cell and injected her with the poison, killing her. As he hoped, blame was assigned to the reactory Erno Terrace and Viceroy Farrell rather than Greylark. So, more murder. And now there is, oh God, what's the word?
Assassination,
sabotage. Sabotage and misdirection. That's what I meant.
Okay.
So Greylark had deliberately left the invitation pucked in the cell that he used for the excuse to bring Natia to Nea Madine's fighting ring, the Rusty Rancor. On the Hersby station, he dropped Natia into the fighting ring, planning to leave her there to die in exchange for information against Farrell from Madine that he could use to incriminate the Viceroy for the entire conspiracy. Medine gave him the information, but Greylark could not bring himself to leave Natia behind due to the connection and feelings for her, disobeying the mother's orders. Yeah, that's what happens when you fall in love. Kind of takes over, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think Greylark cannot bring something. Yeah, he kind of falls for a Jedi, and
yep.
At some point he learns, I can't get involved with anybody. It's like, yeah, that's fine. Still love you, though.
Right. So on Aram, Greylark went with Princess Zin to investigate the facility where the poison was being made and managed to steal 3 vials of the poison before getting stung by a blue scorpion. After Greylark woke up, he realized how horrible the effects of the poison were due to the sting and decided not to send them back to Ulo and the Path.
Wow, that's bad. That's bad. That's bad. I don't want that. No.
Right? I was like, that was terrible. I don't want people to deal with this. What? Like, oh my gosh, this is a terrible idea. Why did I agree to this? Like, yeah, he's having a lot of self-realization, which is nice. So then Farrell attempted to kill Greylark for framing him, but Greylark stabbed him first, though he left Q one behind after hurriedly fleeing the scene, which Natia found along the many correspondence with the mother stored in the droid's databanks. However, Greylark had said nothing that that had incriminated the mother or the Path of the Open Hand directly, which I'll give it to him. That is actually pretty smart.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not completely stupid. So while a massive storm hit Aram's capital city, Aramis, a mentally unstable Greylark strapped the poison to 3 detonators and placed them on 3 towers to make Aram's protecting dome that were protecting them from the storm destroy the poison. Natia found Greylark on one of the towers using the Force and asked him why he didn't leave her to die when he was ordered to by his master. Greylark said that the people he was working for were free of the Jedi, alluding to the Path.
That's right. I think his father died.
Yeah, and he blames the Jedi
because of the Jedi, or at least in his mind, because they couldn't save him.
Correct. So the explosives then detonated, bringing down one of the towers and unleashing the storm upon the city, as well as forcing Gela to save both himself and Axel, who then explained that he knew he couldn't reach the achieved poison, so he created enough chaos to draw attention to what he did to expose the Queen. Greylark was arrested for his crimes and placed in prison, where the mother sent him a message telling him the Jedi were at fault for what happened to him and that she had not forgotten about or abandoned him.
That's just an outright lie.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, don't trust the mother, people. Don't trust her. She's terrible. Now, your own mother, trust your own mother. Don't trust the mother of this cult. Don't do that. Um, but yeah, there's a lot going on. So let's take a quick mid break, thank our patrons, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome to the Middle Show. We're talking about everything podcast. There's nothing to do with the lore of Star Wars. Here, I want to thank all our amazing patrons. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. And if you too want to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/holocronhistories, where you can get ad-free episodes or even join us once a month on the show itself. You can also leave us ratings and reviews on Apple and Spotify. Leave a 5-star review on Apple with some words or a nice Spotify comment. Read out loud next time on the show, which we don't have any this week. But you can also find us on a few different Discord servers. The Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, as well as my own Discord server, the Band of Friends Podcasting Discord, where you can find this show and all the other shows that I host, which are the Dragon Ball Lorecast, the Final Fantasy Lorecast, the Gundam Lorecast, the Wizard World Lorecast, and the Witcher Lorecast. So go check all that out. All great stuff, all great fun. And Star Wars news. Summer's Game Fest happened, and we have news. So they showed off Galactic Racer, which was the first Star Wars game they showed off, which they confirmed straight up pod racing is in the game in this news trailer, which is super awesome, super exciting. So there's going to be a story with Sebulba involved, and
it looks like your character
going to be.
It looks like your character has a beef with Sebulba in some way. I wonder if the tutorial level is going to be the Bunta Eve race with Anakin.
That'd be cool.
And you play as Sebulba. Because during the trailer, you do see you're in Sebulba's racer. So I'm wondering if it's going to be that.
Kind of a tutorial, and then it goes into like your own story for your character. Yeah, that'd be really cool.
And
so
I saw a GR-75 not troop transport, but just a transport, medium transport, which the Rebels used. No, they Rebels used, and it looks like that's what some of the racers are using to go from race to race.
Oh, okay, gotcha. That's transport from race to race.
Yeah,
okay, that's cool.
So, that would be interesting.
Yeah, coming out October, which is pretty awesome, and then we finally got gameplay and release date for Star Wars Zero Company, which is, oh my god, I'm so excited for this game. So first off, it comes out August, by the way, August 27th. So we have August, and literally two months later, we get Galactic Racer. So 2 Star Wars games in almost back-to-back months. They showed gameplay, which looks awesome. They confirmed, yes, you can completely customize Hawk to whatever character look that you want or what species you want and all that. They showed creation of your troops that are not obviously the core main cast that you're going to have. They did have some voice lines. It seems like the Jedi is a female of her species, which is pretty cool.
You can't tell under that mask of anything, really.
No, but you could tell from the voice. It's definitely a female voice. So, which is very exciting. And then out of nowhere, the end of the trailer, freaking Anakin shows up.
Yeah. General
which
Skywalker.
Is like, what? And he's in his Revenge of the Sith outfit.
Yeah, so this tells me this is towards the end of the war.
Yeah, that's where I'm getting as well, where I've had coworkers at work ask me about it. I was like, where does this take place in the Clone Wars? It's like, well, from the guess of like Anakin's outfit, it's going to be towards the end of the war, probably a little bit before between season 6 and 7 of the Clone Wars.
I'm guessing, yeah, probably.
Obviously, season 7 is parallel with Revenge of the Sith, where, things don't go well.
Half of the season, yeah.
Correct. But regardless, I think it's probably going to be between 6 and 7, maybe parallel with Revenge of the Sith. We'll see. Depends how far the story goes. But regardless, it is really exciting. to finally see gameplay on it. It looks great.
Mm-hmm.
The droids are awesome. There is a standard and deluxe edition. The and the pre-order bonus they showed was a bunch of droid parts that you can get. They're like the transparent crystalline droid parts.
Yeah, for the heads.
For the heads, yes.
Yeah, nothing for the body, which sucks.
Correct.
And
the deluxe pack though is what I'm excited for. Because they have
like
the Grand Army of the Republic pack, which
that's
is
the only
all
thing I like.
Republic. That's the only thing I'm excited for. It's that the other pack is the Pike Syndicate, so you get like a Pike Syndicate hat or helmet, and then a bunch of tattoos of the Shadow Collective, and then what else was there?
Weapon
skins. That's what it was.
Yeah,
but regardless,
which don't look that good.
Yeah, I could care less. I'll probably just use the standard coloring of all the weapons, but regardless, I'm just excited we have a release date. It's up for pre-order. Yes, you can pre-order in a store, specifically a game store. I'm not going to name, but yes, you can reserve it. And
might stop at.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, and then if you want a physical copy, they are doing the deluxe upgrade as a standalone pack that you can buy for $10. And the game's only $50. It's a $50 game.
Which is cheap.
So, which is super exciting. It's not a full price game, which none of us expected it to be. Which I can't. Was Galactic Racer full price or no? That one I think. Okay, that one's full price. Well, that one makes sense because it's an actual racing game. There's a lot more.
Sorry,
there's
60.
a lot. Oh, that one's $60, so not full price. Still $10 cheaper than
deluxe
what the standard
is $80.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah, which I have that one pre-ordered because it goes with the steelbook case. So that's the main thing I want. Zero Company is just a standard. That's it. So is what it is. But super exciting. Finally happy that we finally are getting the release date and the actual gameplay of it. So, and they did confirm there is going to be a deep dive, a more concrete deep dive of Zero Company, I think the end of this month? Is that right?
I don't know. I didn't see anything.
You're supposed to know these things as much as I do. What the heck?
Hey, I've been dealing with allergies, man. Leave me alone. Keeping up with, PlayStation, Xbox, Summer Game Fest, and apparently Nintendo Direct today. That came out of nowhere.
I was not expecting that at all.
Nobody was.
Nintendo hit it out of the park today as of us recording. So, yeah.
Honestly, there's only one thing that came out of that I cared about.
They said there was going to be a deep dive, and I just don't remember when. I think it's on June 30th, I think. I'm trying to see if I can find it before here real quick, but I'm not seeing anything. Comes out August 27th by Bit Reactor. Pre-order now. Features, news. Let me go look at the news thing here. They have they talk about all the major characters now, which is super nice.
That's good.
Talk a little bit more on the combat here. How you to use your abilities, duck for cover. 3 injuries and you're out. So when an operator loses all their health, the operator is downed and suffers an injury. Downed operators can't take actions, but be rallied by an ally, getting them back up into action.
Yeah,
okay.
And that was another thing in the gameplay, or I saw somewhere where they had like a wall of fallen operators.
Here is the classes that they're going to have. Specialization. So you have Assault, Gunslinger, Heavy, Medic, Scoundrel, Scout, Sharpshooter, and Soldier. And then you do have a den, the den, which is your base of operations. There's a holotable for all your missions. Supposedly there's like over 100 planets in the game, supposedly, which is insane. Let me see, armory, upgrade, med bay. Yeah, apparently it's like they have a lot of info on their freaking webpage that I was not expecting. Holy crap. Okay, well, stay tuned. We might do an episode just on that. Was not expecting that to be all that much. So let's get back into the Path of the Open Hand real quick. All right, so the Jedi are now on Dona, which, if you know, the Path of the Open Hand doesn't like, because that's where,
their
they're
base
based.
of operation is.
Uh-oh. So also in 382 BBY, the mother tasked the children in retrieving the Force artifact, the Rod of Seasons, from the Hystian royal family on the planet of Hystia Prime. Their mission was successful, and they successfully retrieved it and brought it back to the mother. In the aftermath, the Queen of Hestia, or Hystia, asked the Jedi Order to help find and return the artifact. The Jedi Master Zala Marcy and her Padawan Kevmo Zink were sent to investigate the theft, and when they arrived on Dona, Zink eventually met the Path member and caretaker of the Littles, Marda Rowe.
It was the ancestor of the guy who would lead a Night
yeah,
Hill.
Yeah, not a good person. She's not a good person. He's not a good person later in life. So, yeah. Whew.
Well, she gets discriminated in the galaxy because of her species specifically. They get discriminated and that kind of starts her off. And
That's
then
true.
slowly, due to, I wouldn't say poor decisions on the Jedi, but more like manipulations by the mother and just poor timing by the Jedi.
Yeah.
Causes her to go down that path.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. So they were immediately enthralled with each other, but repressed her feelings and told Zink to leave her anti-Jedi beliefs and seeing him use the Force, which was taboo to the Path. However, she eventually invited him and his master to visit the Path compound with the hope of changing his minds and beliefs. During the visit, Marcy and Zink inquired about the Path and possibly having artifacts, but Marta insisted that they only had some stored on these subterranean levels, that they did not steal them. Yeah, about that.
Leia!
Right. So at the same time, a hyperspace prospector named Radicaz Dobbs, but who went by the name Sunshine, brought the mother an egg of a creature called the Nameless from the mysterious Paradise planet. In return, she welcomed him to the Path and sent him to the location of the other two rods that were part of the set of the Rod of Seasons. He eventually located the Rod of Daybreak on the holy moon Jeddah. Yeah, things are not going to go well here.
Yeah.
So soon after, a freak storm caused the Path compound and the caves both beneath it and part of it to flood. Marta found Zink and urged him to come help them. He agreed, his master staying behind to help the city, and went with Marta to the compound where the elders were escorting people to the shelter above. However, Marta discovered that the members of a Kasserine family that was part of the Path had several newborn children that were trapped in the caves below.
Now, this takes place events before the riot on Jeddah.
Correct.
This is like early in phase two.
Correct. So Zink with Marta. So Zink went with Marta through the cave system to find them, but felt the presence of the something in the caves that felt like the dark side of the Force. He held back the floodwaters with Marta to save the family, though him doing so made her uncomfortable. 3 days later, after the members of the Path were forced to all sleep together in a storage barn, the Path had held a grand harvest feast, which boosted the Path's morale and inclined the elders doing a harvest dance. Yeah, whatever.
Oh, you used the Force to save somebody. I don't feel good about that.
Right? Oh no, someone else died in the galaxy. Oh no. whatever. Is that how the Force works? Going back to the Han Solo quote from Force Awakens, that's not how the Force works.
Force works?
God, I love that.
He was a little bit mean there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. So, meanwhile, Yana Ro had decided that she wished to leave the path in Dona and run away with her girlfriend, Cora Paloth, the daughter of the Herald. The Council of Elders and the mother were upset by her decision that did not try to stop her. The mother only asked that she complete one more mission with the children before she left. Because
he certainly won't die on this mission.
This is always a freaking ultimatum, isn't there?
Oh, yeah.
So the Herald told Mara Ro that what Yana had said to the council, which greatly upset her. She confronted Yana and tried to tell her that Dona and the Path were their home and that she was making a mistake by leaving. But Yana said the Path's ideology was wrong and the Force didn't care about them, stating that she had made up her mind. First off, it's more like you don't care for the Force, not the other way around. Just saying.
Well, to be fair, the average citizen really doesn't know anything about the Force.
True.
They know it exists, but they have zero understanding of it. And the only reason they know it exists is because of the Jedi and their mystic ways.
Also true. What? Who would have thought? So Marta Ro and Kev Mozing grew ever closer, even developing romantic feelings for each other. Marta was especially enchanted by his stories of Jedha and their conflation of the Force, a council in which the matters of the Force were debated between members of the different Force religions. Marta decided the Path should have some sort of representation on the council, and that she should be the one to be it. So, there you go. I want to have a grand idea. I want to be a representative. I want to do this, blah, blah, blah. And it's like,
Yeah, no, the council were all Force users. Correct. To some degree.
Yes.
So that would have been almost an automatic no, considering their ideology.
Well, and the other thing is the convolution of the Force, which I'm pretty sure we've talked about on the podcast before. I think this might have been when Austin was around still. But we talked about how each of the cults, or each of the not cults, but the religions that believed in the Force, yes, were Force users, but also, treated the Force with respect, not shunned it, compared to the Path, who shuns the Force rather than respects the Force.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's also. I think he means Force sex.
Religion, sex, that. So now, having heard of Yana's plan to leave, she also hoped that her cousin would come to with her, and leaving Dona would be enough to placate her wish to leave the Path. She hoped that she and Yana would leave with Zink and his master for Port Haley, and then they could go to Jedha from there. During one of their conversations, she slipped that the children had been to Hestina, where the Rite of Seasons had been stolen from. However, Zink's master Marcy spotted them kissing and reminded her Padawan about the Jedi's rules on attachments.
Now, here's the funny thing.
Dun dun.
The Jedi, when the kids are in their teenage years, they know they're going to get frisky with each other.
Oh, absolutely.
They know things are going to happen. It's when they start feeling for each other that they stop it.
Yeah.
It's like, we're going to let them do it, but we're not going to let them be happy about it. They're not going to be emotionally attached with each other.
Right. Yeah, it's...
They're horny teenagers. We're going to let them do that. And that's that.
Right. And it's not like, most Jedi Masters have had some sort of, quote unquote, relations. Now, for an example, is it not Plo Koon? It's Ki-Adi-Mundi.
Oh, Ki-Adi-Mundi?
He actually has wives, but that's only specifically...
That's a special case.
He's a special case because his species is very small in number to where he has wives specifically to help bolster his race.
Yeah.
So he has a whole different reason for having relations and wives. But he's also very, Jedi about it to where he keeps them at a distance, obviously.
Yeah.
Because he's a Jedi master on the council, no less. So, yeah. But that's all I have on part 2 of the Path of the Open Hand. Part 3 is where things kind of get a little bit more chaotic and not so well.
Oh yeah, it gets chaotic very quickly.
Yeah. It's going to ramp up real quick from 0 to 60 in like 3.5 seconds. It's not great. But yeah. And then, like I said, I mean, after we do part 3, we might just do a whole episode on Star Wars Zero Company because I didn't realize we had so much more information than I thought we did. So I'll just go over the info that we have on StarWars.com for that game specifically once we get to that. So, yeah, because that game's going to be awesome, and I'm so excited for it. First, also, by the way, too many games are coming out all at once because everyone's freaking avoiding GTA like the plague.
Oh yeah. Oh, did you see that meme I posted, by the way?
No. Where is it?
It was, I think it was in the memes section. Unfortunately, it's like too far back. Oh, here it is. June 7th, I think. Yeah, June 7th.
June 7th.
Yeah, just before June 8th. GTA 6 has its first big rival in November. Barbie Rewind.
Oh yeah. But you might want to you might want to refresh that because that's not the game that everyone's using for the meme anymore.
Oh, that's a shame.
It's Godzilla. Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee Remastered is coming out November 3rd, and I am so excited because that was my childhood growing up. That was a 2002 fighting arena Godzilla game. It was so much fun. I loved it, and yeah, they just announced it literally like Thursday last week, or no, it was Friday last week. It was during the Game Awards, or not the Game Awards. Sorry, Summer's Game Fest. It was after. No, it was Saturday. Happened Saturday, that day, because Future Game Show was going on. Nothing really good was coming out of it, and then IGN randomly dropped, here's the official trailer for Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee Remastered, which looks great because they actually redid the game ground up.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited. And funny enough, too, it's also history repeating itself. When the original Destroy All Monsters Melee came out October 2002. That same month, Grand Theft Auto Vice City came out in October of 2002. So it's just history repeating itself, and everybody's freaking like so many memes are coming around to where that GTA is like, oh, no one wants to get in my month. It's my release month, and then Godzilla like stomps in the door as like, I'm here, bitches. Like, move aside, the king is here.
Yeah, I was listening to a podcast, and they said that we'll get games for like September, maybe October, and then nothing until January.
So, yeah, from what we see, it's going to be for the next now till November is a plethora of games coming out. December, we might have like 1 or 2 games come out in December. Yeah. I don't think anything is really going to come out in November or December. And then January hits where a bunch of other stuff's going to start coming out.
Yeah.
So December is it looks like is the only month that won't really have any releases at the moment. So, but who knows? It might change. We did get the announcement of the Ocarina of Time remake. So, for all we know, that could come out December right before Christmas. Knowing Nintendo, wouldn't be surprised.
I've already seen people complaining about the art style.
It's just a cinematic trailer. You can't say anything about it. It wasn't even gameplay. It was just a cinematic trailer they showed off.
Yeah, I know. People online are already complaining about it.
Well, people can shut up. People, until you see an actual legitimate in-game trailer or AKA play the game, you have no opinion. Just saying. I don't care if people get mad at me for that. I work in the gaming industry. You can't give an opinion if you have not played said game. Plainly honest. And by play game, you have to play at least an hour. Not 5 minutes. Oh, this game's crap. No, play it over an hour. Then give me opinions. Again, I know not every game is for everybody. Not every art style is for everyone. I've had people, or I already have people in our Discord saying they don't like the HD 2D art style of Final Fantasy Resonance that was announced today as well. Which, by the way, looks awesome. I'm super excited. Yes, I'm pre-ordering it. Absolutely. Because there's also the story of Brave Exvius, which I loved, because that story was actually really good. So, anyway, Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. It was a mobile game.
Oh, the HD 2D game coming out?
Yeah. That's Final Fantasy Resonance, which is the first arc of Brave Exvius.
Yeah.
And it looks awesome. Anyway, yeah, you can go listen to... Well, that's exactly the art style they're using. Is literally Octopath.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like Octopath, man.
It's like they're made by the same publisher. What?
Really?
Yeah, that was sarcastic, I hope. Yeah, Octopath is made by Square, by the way, everybody. Final Fantasy, clearly also made by Square. I wonder why. Why these look so similar to each other. Oh, wait. Anyway, go listen to the Final Fantasy Lorecast. Get all that info on Friday, so you can hear all the awesome news that we got for Final Fantasy, because we got a lot of news. So yeah, have go listen to that, and go listen to this show when you hear it, because clearly you are listening to it. So yeah, that's all we have for this week. So everybody, thank you again for listening to Holocron Histories, and may the Force be with you.
Thank you for listening to Holocron History, Star Wars Canon vs. Legends. You can find us on the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, the Ben and Friends podcasting Discord, where you can share your thoughts, experiences, and love for the Star Wars lore. And don't forget, for the Republic!